Thanks for joining us on the Nikki Maduro Show. I am Nikki Maduro. She is Kim McAllister. I have my cocktail, and today is the last California governor's debate. So I'm going to cheers to that, Kim, because I don't know how many more of these debates, cheers, we need to actually have to hear the same damn answers. But if you are not in California, we have had how many? I want to say at least 5.
I would have said 4, but 4 or 5-ish. Yeah, we're
4 or
right
5.
there.
Yeah, we're right around there of these debates.
And they're totally unremarkable.
Nobody is really making any sort of headlines, but this is the last one tonight. It starts in about 25 minutes. So I think we're going to dip in. We'll just see how it is. I don't feel like anyone's, we'll talk about it in just a moment, but when it comes on, but I just don't necessarily think anything big is going to happen. As always, before we start the show, you guys, we are 100% crowdfunded. So if you can support the show in any way through the super stickers while we are live, or even when we're recorded, we do appreciate that. And if you do it while we're live, we read your comment live on air and interact with you right there. Also, our Patreon, PayPal, everything's up and all the details are in the show notes. So, and the best thing to do also is throw that thumbs up. So we appreciate all your support and let's get to it. So as I teased in the thumbnail, as everything is going on with all of the politics, the Iran war is going on. Donald Trump is catching some heat for something that he said this week. Now, before I play the clip that's been making the rounds that I'm sure many of you have heard, I'm going to be fair. Are you ready? I'm going to put my fair hat on. Okay. This is my fair hat. When I play the clip, I want to be fair in the instance of, is he answering the question specifically about the war? And are we nitpicking? Okay, so here is the clip that I'm sure many of you have already seen. And this, of course, is Donald Trump reacting to a reporter's question about the Iran war and affordability. So, and again, I think it's a very fair question at this time, with everything costing a freaking arm and a leg.
Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that matters.
Okay, so this is obviously it's a terrible answer, right? Like everything costs more because of this war. The Strait of Hormuz is blocked. I don't care what they're saying. It's making the price of gas and diesel so expensive that the cost of everything is going up. And there is no way that a president of the United States who started this on his own, made this decision all on his own, should make a statement like that. On the other hand, this is my fair hat. I feel like at the same time, knowing Trump, he's answering the question of what is your focus in this Iran war? And his focus is, I just don't want him to have a nuclear weapon. Like, right. That's I think what he's just basically answering. What is the reason I'm there? But I don't even think that that's an honest answer either, because I don't even think that that's, it was just, well, what was the word that he kept using? Like the capability or the emotion about it or something.
For a guy that's rolling in dough, right? He can't put himself in the shoes of the general American. You know, every time we try to fill up or go to the gas station or go to the grocery store, we're bombarded with higher bills and we have to make cuts. I just, as a matter of fact, at the head of the show, which I don't know if it's why I didn't hear my Nikki Maduro alarm or not, having a conversation about finances with my husband, right? Like what can we cut? Let's look at the TV services we have. Like, what do we not need? I had a subscription to a car wash place in town. Don't need it. Cancel
Don't need it.
Done.
Wash your own damn car.
Wash your own
Exactly.
damn car. But these are the kind of things where you have to make cutbacks, where you're looking at, okay, what are you spending? What do you need? We need to feed our family, which means we need to cut back another area. You're like, this is
exactly. But he's not thinking about that.
He's not. And so when he's asked about, well, what's your goal for the war in Iran? And his whole point is, I just don't want them to have any nuclear weapons. I want to wipe out their nuclear ambitions. But it's really short. It's very short-sighted, because he also has to know at the same time that his poll numbers are falling. He's in trouble in the midterms. And that's because all of America is paying more for gas and everything else that relies on, truckers to get products to stores. And so he's tanking the economy, and we're paying for it. And so, one thing relates to the other. So to say that I'm not focused on,
I don't think about it at all.
And now we've got JD Vance, who then has to come up and try to clean up for the president. And here's what he has to say.
Such an idiot. Yeah.
He is such an idiot. But he's the one who gets stuck, holding the sad end of the bag.
Approaching the war with Iran, do you agree with the president's position that Americans' financial situations should not be a consideration in that decision-making process?
Well, I don't think the president said that. I think that's a misrepresentation of what the president said.
No, it isn't.
Look, I agree with the president that Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. We're obviously engaged in a very aggressive and very engaged diplomatic process to try to ensure that that doesn't happen. And the president has a lot of options, as he said repeatedly. There are options diplomatically, there are options on the military side. But the fundamental goal here is the president wants to make the world safe, but particularly the American people safe from Iran having a nuclear weapon.
Can I ask you, Mr. Vice President?
So there he is, trying to clean it up and doing a piss poor job of it, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't have it both ways. And thank you again, Harry, for the $5 donation. And you're right. Trump finally told the truth about something. And I absolutely think you're right. He is telling the truth. I think that was the most honest answer. I think those kind of questions and answers are the most honest that Trump gives. He's like, yeah,
it's true.
I don't care. But at the same time, if it was anybody else, part of me would be like, the president knows something we don't know, right? Like, he sees something, he's getting some sort of information, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I just think that Trump is just deciding on a whim what's a threat, what's not. He doesn't really have a plan. We all know this. There has never been a plan with Iran. We are in a worse situation with Iran than we ever were before. And so all we're doing is paying more for everything with no justification, and apparently moving ever so more closely to having a forced draft. Like, I don't even understand what year it is anymore. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy.
I want to tell you that this is the way of the administration. They don't care about what Americans are paying, and they certainly don't care about the poorest of Americans, right?
No.
This has never been their focus. As a matter of fact, their focus is to be incredibly cruel. This week, Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins was asked on Newsmax about all the people the poorest of the people that she's kicked off of SNAP. That's the, I want to say, supplemental nutrition and something.
Yeah.
It's food stamps, right?
Yeah, food stamps.
If you really need help, then you go to the government and you say, listen, I can't feed my family, what have you. This is a safety net set up so that Americans don't starve. I think it's a fantastic idea. Brooke Rollins says, the Bible says, you got to work for your own S. So she's not interested in trying to help you out, I guess.
Now, the good news, in just 1 year alone, we've already moved 4.5 million people off of SNAP. So this idea that once a government program is in place, you can never roll it back. President Trump has proven that to be wrong, with the vice president leading the way. Yeah. And that's just the beginning. So we're going to be pulling more and more people off that shouldn't be on the program, ensuring that the taxpayers are protected. And frankly, part of this is the dignity of work, right? This is a great American biblical foundational principle that
Wait, Brooke. Nikki, please tell me, does the Bible say don't help people? Because you're on mute, but I really thought the Bible was all about like helping the poorest of the poor and helping your neighbor.
Exactly. I mean, wasn't it, obviously, look, I'm going to be honest. I would love to see a world in which people did not need food stamps. But
Right.
we don't live in a world where people aren't going broke on healthcare, right?
Mhm.
Like we as a governmental system are not providing for our citizens in a fair enough way. We want it both way, Rollins. This is how we want it. We don't want to use our taxpayer dollars in an efficient way that would pay for things like healthcare, appropriate housing, education. We don't do that. We don't do it fair across the board. And so in turn, people need this government assistance. They give tax breaks to big businesses like Walmart who double dip, right? They don't pay their workers enough. So then they get to use government their employees get to use government assistance and they still get these freaking tax breaks. So our government helps rich people, big corporations. They don't help the poor people. And then people like Brooke look at poor people and say, you know, you really should pick yourself up off the bootstrap. You know what I mean? It's like, screw you.
And think about it. She said at the beginning, they moved 4.5 million people off of SNAP, and she wants to move another 1.5 million people off of SNAP. So she's saying that this is all fraud. Come on. Are you kidding me? Of all of those millions of people that are on food stamps, you're telling me those aren't the poor people that need help? We'll let her finish it out.
Work unless they're very old or disabled or a child. And that was part of the one big beautiful bill. That hasn't even gone into effect yet. So we're going to see a lot more good come out of all of these changes.
Okay, so
we're going to see a lot more good come out of that.
Right.
And then you see the people that don't have enough to eat. What? Really? Because I don't feel good about that. So clearly they don't care about affordability. They don't care about helping Americans, poor Americans, middle-class Americans. Screw it. The only important thing is that the nuclear ambitions that Iran had or has are, you know, being pushed down. And no matter how many times you blow them up, the ambitions aren't going to go away. I would say being attacked would only strengthen their resolve to go, we need to defend ourselves.
Exactly. And there's no agreement in place. It's not like Trump is coming up with some sort of agreement, anything that Iran is going to agree to that is going to make us safer. There's not going to be any benchmarks in the near future, a la what we had before under Obama, that is going to make America safer in the near term. Like, this is not ending soon. I don't give a shit what Trump says. This is not ending anytime soon. And yet we have money, well, not only for this war that costs what, $1 billion a day, but he's still not giving up on this friggin' ballroom and everything friggin' else that they want.
Listen to what the sizzle. How many people would be fed with that $1 billion ballroom budget? What are the priorities of America? Do you want to feed your poor people? Do you want to feed the people that can't take care of themselves? Or do you want $1 billion ballroom? Come on.
I think people know. Thank you, Luis, for the $5 donation and enjoying the show on the way to the stadium to see the Dodgers battle the Giants on Star Wars night. That's going to be a fun time. Oh, have fun with that. And thank you again for the $5 donation. No, where the government puts their money shows you where their priorities are. That is it. It is plain as day. So when you hear politicians talking about single payer healthcare, right? When you hear politicians actually backing proposals, working in a bipartisan way, let's just say, for certain issues and actually, you know, making efforts towards that, that's where their priorities are. When you see politicians defending shit like a fucking ballroom, they're bending the knee to Donald Trump. That is where their priorities are. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, some really funny responses from Sal the shoemaker, from Heather as well. I love the let them eat their bootstraps.
Exactly.
Jesus, probably. Right?
Exactly.
It's just so funny. It's funny, not, you know,
but not funny.
Laugh, but it's because you gotta laugh or you cry. Because this is it. I mean,
exactly.
This is not the way I want this country to go. This is why, regardless of whatever happens with redistricting and cheating of, you know, trying to restack the cards in the election, I want there to be such a massive outpouring of voters coming to say, this is not what we want to
Okay.
prioritize. This is
Right.
not the country that we want to have. This is not what we want. Listen, I'm all for people that can work working.
Of
If
course.
you can get out there and get a job and feed yourself and take care of yourself and your family, that is the best way forward for all of us, for even for you,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's the same feeling I have when you and I were working in San Francisco at KGO.
Yeah.
And every morning we would walk in and there's a homeless guy that we would have to step over to get into the back door of the station. And
Mhm.
on one hand, you feel horrible for the person and horrible that it's cold and misty in the early morning.
Oh yeah.
And here's this guy out there. You can see the streets kind of wet and dampened. And this guy is out there. I don't know where he's getting his next meal. And I feel so sad that here we are in this country and this is how our people are treated.
Mm-hmm. There
know?
is such a it's such a gap between the haves and the have-nots and the not even close tos. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't believe that Donald Trump, nor a lot of politicians, have any true idea what that feels like. Now, I
Mhm.
will throw this in though, Kim. The fact that the Senate has approved legislation or a resolution to withhold their pay during government shutdowns
Yeah.
today, hallelujah. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Now, this isn't the House. The House can do their own thing. This is just the Senate. But the fact that it even made it through the Senate, right? Like, thank God. Maybe we're making some inroads of, you guys should have a little bit more skin in the game than to continue to get a paycheck when men and women are scraping by as you guys bicker and go on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, they should know what it feels like to be an American citizen, an average American citizen. They should have the basic healthcare plan in America. They should not. Politicians should not get, besides security, which I understand, especially in 2026, but they should not get anything special. You should not have better healthcare than the average person in your district. You shouldn't. Why? Because you should be experiencing life as the people you represent. If you do not, how the hell are you supposed to represent them?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Now, obviously, if you live in a really rich area, you're probably like, heck yeah. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I would want everybody to be able to experience the benefits, right? Like, if something is going good, everyone should benefit. It's just like these companies where their CEOs make, I'm just throwing out a number, like 1,000 times more than their lowest paid employee. Why? Why can it not be the same? Every time the CEO makes more or the business makes more, everyone makes more. Why not? Why does that not seem fair when everyone is part of that business being a success? And that's the fact that doesn't make sense to people is straight up greed. And they're protecting the richest people. They're acting like it's not fair to the person that doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
And I never understand people defending the 0.0001% as if that person gives a shit about you. Like, I get into so many arguments, Kim, with people like about the billionaires tax and these people, I look at them and I'm like, do you have any idea how little they think about you? Like, you don't matter to them.
No.
At all.
No.
Like, at all.
You know what matters? The Arch de Trump and the ballroom and the name on the Kennedy Center
Oh my
and
God,
the painting of the reflecting pool blue. Like, these are the weirdest priorities. It's because he's a developer and a builder that's where he's like, I can do these things. But when it comes to helping America, like the whole point of being in politics, the whole point of having the back of the American people, they got a big bupkis.
Yeah.
It's interesting because Mindy says it would be so much better if we had a normal party to work with. This Republican Party, she says, is horrible. And I think I maintain, and then in comes John Cottingham, which has made me think of him anyway. Hello, John. Nice to have you along. He said, I was thinking from her comment that I still think there's a difference between the Republican Party and the MAGA Republican Party. I think there's a difference. I still think, I want to believe, I've talked to them. They're out there. I think John
Are you
is
talking
one
about the
of them.
politicians or like Republican voters?
Republican voters.
Okay.
There are a massive, I think, a massive amount of Republicans that only voted for Trump because they know that, you know, they don't like him a lot, but they kind of generally jibe more with his policies, right? But they're still not the crazies, and they still see what's happening, and they're still like, you know, these are the folks that are getting frustrated with the war in Iran, the price of gas, the price of groceries. These are the people who see what's happening and his priorities and disagree. You know, maybe they're the people that would like to see you pick yourself up by your bootstraps and don't want to spend a lot of money on helping the poor.
Right.
These are the things we can disagree on, right? But then there's the lies and the
protecting of the BS,
protecting and the trying to trick the American people with lies and things that aren't true, and putting the false messages out over and over, hoping that people will eventually believe, like all of these things, the MAGA things, the crazy, you know, wild middle of the night rants that were things that just are so incredibly inflammatory and nasty. Those aren't the real Republicans. Those are the fiscal conservatives, right? Those are the law and order people. Like, they were aghast at January 6th, right? Those people, I hope they're still out there, and I hope they will stop this MAGA madness. That's my hope.
Well, my worry though is I do believe that there's a lot of Republican conservative voters that are fed up with Trump, right? And the whole MAGA and the whole BS. I also think there's a lot of MAGA people that are like, Trump's not MAGA anymore. Like, what we wanted, he's not doing anyway, right? He was all full of crap. Yeah. My problem though is more in Washington, and it's more with the checks and the balances that were supposed to be there that aren't there. It's the people that are carrying the lies, like I said, and just like, for instance, the people that were up for judicial nominations, not being able to say certain words like, did he lose the election?
Right.
Or, you know, like basic things, as if someone is going to strike you down with lightning if you actually tell the truth. And that's what scares me. It's like, what is happening where you feel you have to say the sky is, you know, black when it's daytime? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on in your mind that you can't tell the truth?
Especially
I don't understand
about that, and also about the basic tenets of the U.S. Constitution. They couldn't even answer those questions,
right?
For fear of upsetting Trump. And I saw this, Heather, at this point, she said the regular Republicans are complicit because they are not stopping this. They're allowing MAGA to run rampant with their ranks. And that is true because there's a lot of Republicans in Congress, and you know, you've heard them talk about, you know, behind closed doors, they're like, what is happening? And then they go and then they rubber stamp the votes for Trump, whatever he wants.
Exactly. And it's sad because we need to have more people that are willing to stick their neck out. And I think that number is dwindling faster and faster. Yep. And I think the only way it's going to truly happen, or we'll see if it can happen, is if Trump's out of power, right? I'm really interested is if this blue wave actually happens, which we're all hoping it does, and Trump becomes a true lame president, a lame duck president. Will this party finally abandon him? I don't know. How much damage is he going to do on the way out? I don't know. It's scary what's going to happen in the next couple of years because there's all kinds of crap happening. Still with this war, still this very expensive war. I do want to play this one clip. This is a clip between, hold on, I want to get the names right. This is between Senator Gillibrand talking to U.S. Central Command Chief Admiral Brad Cooper, talking about the Iran war. And again, we are talking about people that are in charge. This isn't this isn't a politician. This is an admiral who should be able to speak, in my opinion, not freely. I understand military. I understand Trump is the commander in chief, yada, yada, yada. But this exchange is like, you should be able to speak in a way that is honest. And it doesn't seem like he felt like he could.
How many more days, weeks, months, years are we going to be at war with Iran? Well, as we sit here today, we are in a ceasefire, and the way ahead will be determined by our policymakers.
Well, currently, we are still spending $1 billion a day on this war with Iran. And I can tell you from my New York constituents, they're furious about it because $1 billion a day could be lowering their housing costs, lowering their food costs, lowering their healthcare costs, lowering the cost of everyday expenses that continue to go up because of the war in Iran. With the price of gas as high as it is, the price of diesel as high as it is, it means everything that they have to buy for their families is more expensive. So we expect from our military leaders a plan about why and how long we are going to be spending $1 billion a day. And I have not seen that plan or the why from President Trump or Secretary Hegseth.
And that's the truth. It's like they should be able to put forth a plan, and no one within the military is willing to do it. No one in the and then who do we turn to? Who do we turn to? We can't turn to Hegseth. He's an idiot.
Yes.
Trump is obviously not going to do anything. So what do we do in situations like this?
He's incapable of doing anything.
He's the problem. He's the problem.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Like his brain isn't functional.
So again, we have a president in power that's gotten us into a war that may get us back into the draft, who doesn't care about American finances, and they're only going to go up because we have no plan to get out of it, and we're spending $1 billion a day. That's where we are, America.
Well, we're not giving a crap about the affordability for Americans or the poorest of the poor.
Right. And then we have people like is it JD Vance? Yeah, it's JD Vance that came out and said that he was going to be pulling money from California for Medicaid, right? Yeah. Because of suspected fraud. Now, I don't know about you, but I would want you to prove the fraud before you start pulling people off of necessary funds that they may need. This is the thing that always pisses me off about this administration is you're guilty first, right? It's just like the same with ICE. They nab you and then they decide whether or not you're in the country legally or not, right? It's like, why don't you decide whether or not there is fraud, find the fraud, like make sure it is fraud, and then do it. Right. And then do that before you just start yanking people's probable money that they need.
Right.
But that's not the way this administration ever wants to do it. They want to hurt you first.
Yeah.
And then they'll decide.
Hurt first, act first, and then ask questions later. We saw it with Doge. Let's fire all these people. Oh, wait, you mean we need the people that manage the weaponry of the country? We need the people that, handle the weather reports. We need the people that do this, that, and the other. No. Let's fire them all across the board, and then we'll rehire them back if we have to have it. Right? It's thinking, not planning. Ridiculous, really.
They don't plan at all. So it's not surprising, actually. Yeah. I don't know about this administration. I don't want it to come. I don't want a miniature version of it here in California. Yeah. I don't want, Chad Bianco or Steve Hilton thinking that the Trump MAGA way of running a government is the answer. Right? And I'm not saying that the Democratic answers are 100% right all of the time. I'm not saying that. But this broad brush answer to problems such as homelessness, drug addiction, mental health isn't the answer either. You know what I mean? It's not. We're just going to round up all the drug addicts and then do what? And then pay for it where? And you're going to place them where exactly? Is there a floating island somewhere? You're going to put them in whose neighborhood? And how are you going to pay for it? You know what I mean? Like all the specifics I would love to hear, but they never give you any of them. They never, ever give you any. And so let's transition now to California. I do want to play this little quick news clip. And this is what we were talking about before the show, Kim. And it's kind of, I'm encouraged, I guess, because we were scared of a Republican race, right? Like that was the whole thing. There's so many people on that friggin' ballot. I don't know, more than 50 people. I have no idea on the ballot for governor. This is the latest poll. This is a news report out. I think it's CBS, but here it is on the latest poll numbers.
Voters, a new poll in the governor's race still has 3 candidates battling it out for the top 2 spots.
But as KRON 4's Dan Kerman reports, there's now a Democrat leading the pack. New Emerson College Inside California Politics poll on the California governor's race finds Democrat Javier Becerra at the top of the pack with 19%, and Republican Steve Hilton and Democrat Tom Steyer tied for second with 17%. Since Emerson's last poll a month ago, Steyer has climbed 3 points, Hilton has stalled, and Becerra has climbed 9 points.
It's remarkable growth for any single candidate.
His opponents have been coming after him in the debates, and yet it doesn't look like it's doing much to slow his momentum.
But backers of both top Democrats are not necessarily behind them until the end. In fact, the poll finds about half of both Becerra and Steyer supporters could change their mind.
They're waiting to see what other information comes out, what else they see maybe in this last debate on Thursday, or what else comes out in the news.
The poll also finds 12% of likely voters remain undecided, and political experts say it's supporters of Democrats Katie Porter, Matt Mahan, and Antonio Villaraigosa who could tip the scale.
I think it's anybody's game between Becerra, Steyer, and Hilton, and it's all going to depend on where if Porter and Mahan and Villaraigosa voters change their mind between now and Election Day.
Early
So I love that last line because obviously you guys know that I'm a big old Porter supporter, and I have not voted. I have not voted yet.
But every single day, Nikki, I get another
Oh, God, yeah.
a Steyer flyer in my mailbox.
Well, my union is throwing their support behind Steyer. So they sent me a whole thing in the mail yesterday, actually, laying out why I should be supporting Steyer, which kind of surprised me, gave me things to think about.
I'm just throwing it in my garbage can down here.
Thank you, and no thank you.
Thanks for spending your billions of dollars on more crap in my mailbox, Mr. Steyer.
So let's dip in here. So this is the last debate. And again, I feel like people are just waiting. I'm waiting until literally the last day I'm going to vote on election day. So here we go. This is Katie Porter right now.
Pay the bills and I fill up my minivan.
Oh, the minivan. Oh, come on.
Doesn't she have a new commercial?
People want
here's
someone with
Becerra.
experience. I hope to gain your vote.
Oh,
Thank you,
they're giving
Mr.
their opening
Becerra.
statements
Mr.
right
Mayor.
now. Okay.
California, I want to speak to you directly.
Here's my
We
man.
need
Here's my
change.
mayor.
Everything is too expensive, and our state isn't working for working families. The change we need
That's
is
true.
in accountability for results.
I like
It's
the
not
whole
the
hand
change
thing.
billionaire Tom Steyer's offering, which is higher taxes and bigger government. It's not the change Fox News talking head Steve Hilton's offering, fear, division, and more
Oh, Angie
Donald
Kitty
Trump.
doesn't like
And
him.
let's be honest, Javier Becerra is not offering change. He's the embodiment of the status quo.
I do
Mayor
agree
of
with
San
that, though.
Jose, I have led us to reduce homelessness by 1/3. We've made our city the safest big city in the nation. We're building thousands of homes for working families. That's the kind of change we need. Real results.
Stop it. You've been mayor for 6 months.
Government deliver for working people. I'm asking for your vote, not for me, for our kids and our grandkids who deserve a brighter future.
Agent Kitty hasn't filled it out, but hasn't mailed it in yet. Interesting.
The change we need
Oh, I can't
is
handle this
away
dude.
from the policies that
Can
have
you
brought
imagine
us
if he won and
to
listening
the
to this voice?
situation that all the people on this stage described. There's a difference, though. Only 2 of us here actually represent real change.
You mean
away
we
from
couldn't
that.
find a Californian for
millions
the
of
job?
People before me, I came to this state in search of a dream, like my parents who left communist Hungary to England in search of freedom. I was brought up in a working class.
Why does
immigrant
everyone have
family.
to
I
be
made it to
poor?
Oxford
You know what I
University,
mean? Like that's what I hate
started
about
a
these
business,
debates. Everyone has to be poor.
worked
Because
in
then,
10
you know,
Downing Street.
then you're
Came here in
connecting with the
2012
common
with my
voter.
wife
You
and
know, I
my
want to be
2
like, you
sons,
know what?
taught
I had a
staff,
pretty good life.
Started a business, now leading the race for governor.
Steyer has to
I
say
want
that.
every single one of you to know that I see you.
Oh, shut up.
I believe in you.
No, you
I
don't.
won't accept that the California dream is something we talk
Except
about
for
in
if
the
you're
past
poor, then I don't see
tense.
you or believe in
Wherever
you.
you want to go, I want to clear the barriers away. More
I want
money in your pocket.
specifics.
Your first $100,000 tax-free. Enough with
What?
the bureaucracy and the nonsense.
Where are you
will
going to?
restore
Okay, so how are you going
the
to make up that
California
tax
dream.
money?
Thank you, Mr. Hilton.
How are you going to
Mr.
make up the
Steyer,
tax
you
money
have
then?
1 minute.
Look at
I'm
Steyer
running for
wearing the
governor because
Nikes.
Californians can't afford to live in
All right,
California
Steyer,
anymore.
let's go. Let's go here.
15 years ago, I walked away from my business and dedicated my life to fighting for working Californians. In that time, I've taken on
surprised
corporate
he still has
interests
to read
over and
things.
over,
We've done this
and
how
I've
many
never
times?
lost. And that's exactly what I expect to do as governor. I'm going to take on this special interest and lower costs for working Californians. I'll build 1 million homes Californians can afford. I will get single-payer health care because it's not right that families have to choose between food on the table and seeing a doctor. And I'll break up the electric monopolies and reduce electricity costs by 25%. This is the richest state in the richest country in the history of the world. It is unacceptable that so many Californians
pay for it
are
all?
struggling to make ends meet. And let me say,
Maybe he's just
the
going to pay
powers,
for
the
it.
corporate powers that be are spending tens of millions of dollars against me because they know I'm the only one who's threatening their profits. If you want real change in California, I'd be honored to have your vote tonight, and let's get this done together.
Thank you, Mr. Steyer, and thank you, candidates. Let's go back to Juliet inside our KPIX studios with our first topic, affordability.
Okay, here we go,
Thank you.
people.
So California has
Let's
the
go.
highest gas prices in
Let's
the
go.
nation by far. Add in increasing grocery prices, utilities, and the costs really add up. Len Ramirez introduces us to a working mother who's making some tough choices every single day.
Oh, this is a
to
different way of
make
doing
ends
it.
meet.
Oh, they're adding news stories into their debate? That's interesting.
Behind the
Weird.
wheel and with one of her little ones riding in
Aw,
the back,
cutie.
Grace is doing the math before she even reaches the gas station.
This is insane. Like,
And so,
Why
for
are you
this
going to
single mother of
Chevron?
two,
Yeah,
her
that's your
spend at the
first
pump
mistake.
changed
mistake.
with the
Did she
surging
not check
prices.
gasbuddy.com?
I don't fill up my
No,
car
this is
anymore
this is
at
BS.
all.
This is no.
I'm lucky if I put like a quarter to a half tank.
What's this? You're going to Chevron,
Grace works
sweetie.
at a substance abuse recovery center, and she's a full-time student at San Jose City College. She hopes to transfer to San Jose State University and earn a degree in social work.
I want my kids to look up to me and
Great
see a
career
mom
choice.
that
Doesn't pay a lot though,
is
sweetie.
doing everything she can to
I
try to support
respect it
them.
though. I do respect
But on
it.
trips to the grocery store like this, her finances dictate that every purchase is calculated.
Skip
And don't
this
go to
one and I
Chevron.
go for this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, why are you not going to the dollar store? Like,
Then
this is
she
the thing.
comes
Like,
to
this
the
is not
meat
realistic.
This is the scariest part of my trip.
You
Looking
don't
at
buy
that
beef.
price,
Like, this is
$18.
so
I'd probably go
unrealistic.
with more something on this line.
She needs to
because
hang out
this
with
will
me.
last me 2 days. Probably.
Like, what are you
At
doing?
the checkout counter, just these few items add up to a price she can afford.
Where's
But
your
it's not
coupons?
much for $41.
I want to improve for my
Oh, that was a
children's
cheap
sake
bill.
because
Oh, it's
they're
41
my
bucks. That's not
everything.
bad.
That's a steal.
That's why it's hard in this economy. It's really hard because you have to balance.
Oh, the
a
cute
lot of
baby, though.
balancing.
Okay. So, what are you going to do about affordability?
Right.
For many, like Grace, the California dream can feel completely out of reach. How will you lower costs across the state? You have 1 minute.
I have 4 concrete policies to lower costs.
Go.
The first is less expensive housing. That takes the biggest bite out of most people's paychecks, so it has to be our governor's top priority. If we build faster, the same speed as our competitor states, then housing costs here will be 10 to 20% cheaper. Second, if housing isn't your biggest expense, it might be because you have young children. Free childcare will make our entire economy grow. It's not just something we do for kids, it's something we do for everyone to help our economy boom. Third, free tuition at our state universities.
I'm down
This
for
is
that.
something California used to have. It's putting money right back in the pocket of young families that we want to stay here in our state. And last, an idea that I took from Republican Steve Hilton, because I'll take good ideas, even if they come from that guy, is eliminating California state income taxes on those earning less than $100,000.
There we go.
Thank you, Ms. Porter.
Look at that. But
Mr.
how do you
Steyer,
make up that
the
money,
cost of
though,
tariffs
to
are
pay for
hitting
everything?
Californians at the kitchen table.
You've
As
gotta make
governor,
businesses pay
what
their
would you
fair
do
share.
to
You
offset
have
the
to.
impact of federal tariffs? You have 1 minute.
So, as I said, the biggest problem in California is affordability, and it goes to every part of this economy. It goes starting with housing, it goes directly to healthcare, it goes to the cost of gasoline at the pump, the electricity that you pay in your house, and it very much goes to food. And in every one of those, there is a special interest that is killing it by driving up costs for Californians. And in every one of those, we're not going to get an answer unless we make structural change and we take on those special interests. And I am the person on this stage in every one of those areas who is taking them on. I am the person who will tax the billionaires like me and the big corporations so we can afford to make the changes, so we can pay for healthcare, so we can pay for great education.
Yep.
We need structural
Right,
changes. We need to break the
How?
monopolies and get lower costs across the board for Californians.
Thank you, Mr.
How?
Steyer.
How?
Mr.
I mean,
Mahan,
the ideas
as
are
Ms.
great.
Porter
How are you
stated,
going
Exactly.
to pull it
costs have
off?
risen dramatically around the state, and many Californians
I
pay
know.
more for
Kevin says
childcare
tax the
than they
rich.
do for
Mhm.
housing. What steps would you take as governor to lower childcare costs? You have 1 minute.
Thanks, Scott. The answer is to lower costs across the board, starting with the issues we have the most control over. I've called for suspending the gas tax and reforming it so that EV owners pay their fair share for maintaining our roads. In San Jose, we've removed one-time fees that make housing more expensive than it should be, and reform permitting, which has gotten thousands of homes under construction. So the answer is to put more money in people's pockets by bringing down costs. Tom Steyer's structural change sounds to me more like socialism. His plans literally would double the size of state government. That's not going to drive affordability. Steve Hilton is touting his Donald Trump endorsements. You've got tariffs and wars driving up costs. Nobody's talking about how they're going to pay for anything. Let's bring down costs by building housing, making energy more abundant, reforming the gas tax, pulling down the unnecessary costs that we've imposed through failed policies. That's the fundamental answer.
Mr. Steyer, you have 30 seconds, and I will come to you, Mr. Hilton.
So let me say, if he thinks that the oil companies are the good guys, that's news to me. I've been fighting the oil companies, and they are taking advantage and ripping us off at the pump as a result of this war in Iran, and that's $1.50 a gallon. That their cost didn't go up a penny. If you think the electric monopolies are doing us a favor and we should be nice to them, let me say this: they're charging us twice as much as everybody else in the United States of America. Those are the people who I'm going to be taking on, the people who are using their market power to rip off Californians and make our costs go through the roof.
Thank you, Mr. Steyer. Mr. Hilton, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. I love the way Matt talks about how he's going to lower costs when his city was recently rated the most expensive, the least affordable for housing in the world.
That's why we're fixing it.
He's
That's why
not
we're building.
fixing it.
That's why we're building housing, Steve. That's how it works.
He's not fixing it because
we're building housing
are as high this year as they ever were. All the plans he talks about have not actually reduced the cost of housing because fundamentally he supports the policies that have made housing and gas the most expensive in the country. We need a change from those policies, not more of the same.
I mean, Steve, you came to San Jose to see our success on interim housing. Now you're against it because I'm in the race. I mean, come on, you're talking out of both sides of
Thank you,
your
Mr. Hilton.
mouth.
Thank you, Mr. Mahan.
Oh.
Mr. Villaraigosa,
I will
people
say
leaving
Mahan
California,
looks like he
our
wants it.
population has
He's
been dropping
tearing
over the
down.
course of the
Yeah, but
Steyer.
he's not going to get it though.
And many of the
So
people
He's
who are
not, and so
leaving are
that's why
making
it's
north
silly
of
because he's
$200,000 a
stomping on
year.
the foot
How do
of
you
the
reverse
Democrats
that trend?
here.
You have
Shouldn't
1
be
minute.
doing it.
Let's be clear. Sacramento's too expensive. This is the toughest state.
I mean, you
to
can
do
say the same
business in
about
the United States
Villaraigosa. I
of
mean,
America, including for small business.
He's not
we
going
have
to
the
get it
highest
either.
gas prices, on average $2 a gallon more. And the fact is, it's not Iran. That's the only reason, because that's picked it up another dollar. The fact is, it's Sacramento policies. You know, we've made it impossible for refineries to exist. Some of you know Valero just down the way. They're closing. They're all closing. A dozen of them have closed. They produce the cleanest fuel in the United States of America. The fact is, we've got to address this affordability issue and look in the mirror and say, what have we done wrong? What do we need to do to address that affordability?
Thank you, Mr. Villaraigosa. Mr. Bianco.
Oh God,
cuts
this
in
guy
Washington
sucks.
have resulted in
This guy needs to
healthcare
drop
premiums
out.
for
Yeah,
programs
he needs
like
to go.
Cover California
Bye-bye.
to skyrocket. Many people are dropping their plans and are just uninsured. What will you do to bring people back into insurance plans, and how will you lower premium costs to help keep Californians covered? You have 1 minute.
Yeah, I'll get into that. But the first thing that we have to realize, and we've seen from the last 3 debates, and this is, I can already see this is going to be the
It's
fourth.
so annoying.
When your 3-year-old writes on the wall with a marker, you don't give him a gallon of paint and let him fix it. We are in this position because
dumb.
every single person up here and the decisions and the policy
See, he's
decisions
just
and
going
the
like,
policy
don't vote
directions
Democrat. That's
that
his
they
thing.
have supported throughout their careers that have put us here. And you're listening to the same things. You're listening to 30 years of more tax, regulation, and free stuff. And you think that the cost of living is going to go down? You think the cost of health insurance is going to go down? That is why All of these costs are going up. So when
Great.
you eliminate
So
the
why don't you tell me
regulation,
what
you
you're gonna
eliminate the
do?
excessive
So
business
he's going to take everything
taxes that
away.
are forcing people out of this state, then you can fix government. You do not fix government with the same tired old policies of bribing you with free things for an election, and then 4 years later we're going through the same conversation because nothing changes. You've got to vote for something different.
Mr. Bianco, could you explain how you would keep people on their insurance plans with healthcare premiums going
He doesn't
up?
care about your insurance plan.
Number
He has no
one, we
plan.
wouldn't have to worry about
You won't have to worry
healthcare
about it.
insurances going up because of Washington if California managed its finances.
See, he doesn't have an
We
answer.
are-
That's
we
not
want
an
to
answer.
Blame everything about California. Donald Trump was named 10 times in the opening statements. We want to blame 1 year of Donald Trump on
Ugh,
30
he has no
years.
answers.
We are going to fix the financial problem in California
Ugh,
caused by
so
all
he
of
doesn't
these,
have an
the
answer.
waste, the fraud, the
Loser.
abuse,
He
the
deserves no.
excessive
He's gotta go.
fraud, embezzlement,
doesn't know
and abuse
anything.
in our medical system that allows that to
All
happen
right.
in the first place.
Harry says he's going to enroll us all in the Oath Keepers.
Exactly.
And
All
Phineas
right.
Makes a really good point. Bianco was the ICE supporter, and he went
That's
after
a nice
voter
statement.
rolls.
Exactly. Exactly.
No.
The Trump
No.
administration announced just yesterday it will withhold $1.3 billion in Medicaid payments.
Okay,
to
I'm going to dip out of this right
California
now. If you guys want, it'll be online. I don't want to spend the whole show on this because I want to move on to a couple more topics. But again, same shit,
Yeah.
different day. How many in the comments weren't a Becerra voter but are now because he's at the top of the polls?
I head
Anybody?
that way. I feel like we have to line up behind someone. And
Are you going to
maybe-
vote Becerra?
I don't know, but if the polls keep heading this way, probably, I'll look at who's at the top.
I'm not voting till day of. I am not voting until day of.
Well, I want to vote probably. I want to make sure that I get my my ballot into the ballot box, into the
I hand deliver it. I put it in the box. I
hand
deliver it.
And so I want to make sure I get that done because I don't trust their hinky deals that they're doing with ballots right now. I want the email ahead of election day that says, we got your ballot and your vote is counted. That's what I want. Yeah.
Where's Bianco's text? The 6-shooter? Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't like Becerra. I will say this.
You could vote Barack this time.
I do believe that Becerra is status quo. I do. I don't see him as being this big change maker. I also don't see him as being necessarily someone that's going to be awful. Like, I don't know, but like, we have big problems in this state that need big solutions. That's why I liked Katie Porter.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that Katie Porter gave Steve Hilton props over his idea.
Mhm.
I like bipartisanship. I mean, Steve Hilton isn't a politician, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the fact that she can give due where it's due. And
Sure.
I respect that out of a politician. I love Katie Porter. If her poll numbers don't go up, I won't be a spoiler vote. How about that?
Sausalito Vicky is upset that Becerra takes money from Chevron.
Yes.
I
agree.
And I think, is it Katie Porter that's not taking money from
No.
PACs and big?
No,
I
she
don't know
doesn't.
if she's taking money from corporations or what. I think they have all taken money from many of them. Many of our candidates have taken money from big business, from PG&E, from Chevron, from all these different places. I don't know if that makes them beholden,
Right.
to not fixing things. I think Gavin Newsom has, and he turned around and created that gas commission to look into why, we get basically fleeced by gas companies every time the wind blows a little harder.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I don't think that's a no-go for me, but I do understand your concern, Vicky. I do get it.
I mean, here's the thing, and I do understand this idea of I want to vote for the candidate I think is the best. I like Katie Porter. I think she would be an amazing governor. I think she has the experience. I think she has the backbone. I think, and whatever anybody wants to say, I do think she has the temperament for it. I think you need to be a strong personality to be the governor of California.
Yes.
That being said, I also understand spoiler. Now, I will also say this. If, let's just say, something happens where it is so obvious it's not going to be any risk of a Republican being in it, you know what I mean? Like, I might still vote for Porter. But if there's still a risk of it being a duel, or like, I can't do it. I won't do it just because I understand. I just hate it. I don't know. But then I'm going to take that back because I just really don't know. I might just have to vote Porter. I don't know. I'm just such a Porter supporter. I just,
I know you really are. It's difficult, isn't it?
Yes.
But in the end, you have to not throw your vote away. You've got to make the right choice. Vilma says, I just got to say something. Becerra's more of the same. It's like voting for Gavin Newsom. I want Steyer because he stirs up the pot and there's so much money against him.
I feel like if I sorry, my dog is.
It's okay. Cindy says Porter's not taking that corporate money. And Cameo says it sucks there's no candidate that's exciting as it seems to be in every election. And I do agree with that. And sometimes I think they stand up there and they say, oh, we need this and we need to make your healthcare better and we need to do this. And they say the same thing.
Right.
And then at the end of their term, there's nothing. But what I heard from the candidates is, especially the two Republicans on stage, is just that. But then they didn't offer me anything either.
Right.
So you can't stand up there and say, these people are just saying this and you're going to get nothing. They're telling you what they want to hear, paying you lip service, and you'll get nothing from them when you're going to give me even less.
Yeah. And I also understand politics, right? I understand campaigning. I understand this is what I would like to do. I can't do it on my own. I thought I'd be able to get people to work with me. I understand it doesn't all happen in a vacuum. Just because I'm governor doesn't mean I can make everything happen. And that is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to also vote for the candidate that you think can persuade people, right? Like, this is a good idea. This person can work with the leader of the house. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, this is somebody that can work across the aisle. Again, just going to give Katie Porter props again, right? Like, if there's a Republican idea that she likes, she'll work with that person. I'm just tired of empty promises, though. I really am. This whole idea of Steyer saying, I'm going to cut electricity, build all these houses, yada, yada, yada. I made the joke, but are you paying for it? Like, if he says, I'll just pay for it. I got hella money. Like, okay. Because that's the only way I could see it happening. How are you going to convince? Hilton even said it. And so did freaking Bianco. I'm going to not build in those single family neighborhoods where people don't want houses. I'm going to build houses where there are no houses. Nobody wanted to live there, dude. That's the problem. You don't think anybody came up with that brilliant idea to build houses in the middle of friggin' nowhere?
What was that ad we used to run for some community out like way past Mountain House?
Oh, it started with an R. River or something.
The river runs through it.
Something,
or
yeah,
it was.
river something on KGO.
Like out in the Central Valley in the surface of the sun. And nobody wants to move out there. It's like saying, hey, let's move to Bakersfield. No offense, Bakersfieldians.
No, but no. How about no? I don't want to live out there. And honestly, it wouldn't be, I could even deal with the weather, but if my job's not out there, if there's not Riverbank, if the infrastructure, if the school, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be the thing that keeps people there. Otherwise, I'm just commuting and I live in an armpit. You know what I mean? Like, what are you giving me here? So no, it's not an answer. I don't know. Katie
what the sizzle says, Katie. Oh, sorry. Katie pointed out a 4-point plan. I heard nothing like that from the guys.
Now, I will say her 4-point plan didn't have specifics, right? But beyond I'm not going to tax the first $100,000, which, while seems like a pie in the sky idea, $100,000 is nothing in California as far as pay. Like, it seems like a lot. When I was a kid, I thought that was a ton of money.
I just read a story that said that's still the poverty level in California. It's not even middle class.
If you make $100,000, especially, and you live by yourself,
right,
you're blowing through that with rent and groceries and that is barely enough to survive, which is tragic. You live in other states and you say you make $100,000 a year, you're living pretty. You know what I mean? So Mountain House is pretty crowded now. But again, great. I don't know. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting to see whoever becomes governor living up to all of these promises.
Right.
It's going to be really interesting to see. Go ahead.
I do think that Katie Porter, when she says she wants to do something, means it and will try to. She's, what we call in the PTA, a mom who gets shit done.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I love her governor.
Why I like her too. But at the end of the day, I agree with Heather. Like, we have to line up behind someone, whether they took money from Chevron or not. We can't let Hilton in there. We can't let that crazy Bianco guy in there.
Bianco's not going to get it, but Hilton
posted that it's Hilton who says he can't even say that Trump didn't win the 2020 election.
Yeah,
like
no.
those are those people. We know what those people are about, and we don't want that here.
I can't
right?
imagine California being run by a governor who can't admit that Trump lost the election. Like, that just goes against common sense.
Yeah.
Just say it out loud. Yeah, we do need to get Loretta Lynch on again. It's been a while.
I wonder who she's voting for. That'd be
we'll definitely have to get her on about that before the election.
Interesting endorsement to hear about, right?
Yeah, we'll have to reach out to her again.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I'm done with the BS. I'm just so done with people, especially people backing Trump, who's a just straight up liar. This is another story I wanted to touch on. The phone, Kim McAllister, the Trump phone.
No.
So I'm sure many of you have heard that, and you've seen that it's being shipped now. The T1 phone is set to arrive. Here is the ad that is on X right now. I'm going to play it for you.
Introducing the new T1 phone from Trump Mobile, a powerful device designed for performance, reliability, and real American value. Built with premium materials and a sleek modern design,
out of China,
the T1 delivers the speed and responsiveness you expect from a flagship smartphone without the flagship price. Engineered to keep up with your day, the T1 delivers dependable performance whether you're streaming, navigating, working, or staying connected with family and friends, giving you the confidence of a phone that's ready whenever you need it. The brilliant display makes streaming, browsing, and staying connected feel smooth and effortless. Unlike many modern flagship devices, the T1 includes a 3.5mm headphone jack, allowing users to utilize their existing audio equipment.
It's an old phone.
Capture sharp photos, clear video, and the moments that matter most with a camera system designed for everyday life. Right out of the box, the T1 phone includes a charging cable, charging block, and a clear protective case, giving you a few useful essentials right from the start.
It looks. Trump Mobile. Yeah, so they posted this on X, right? And they shut off the comments. So you can't even comment. The video itself is AI. It's a rehoused T-Mobile Revel 7 Pro 5G. It's the 2024 model. They're selling it, I think, for like $500, but you can buy it for $126.
Don't hold your breath that it'll ever actually make it to your house, though.
Well, apparently they're starting to ship them out because of everybody being upset. The fact that people put down deposits and in the fine print it says you're putting down a deposit on something that we don't even have to deliver to you is amazing to me. It is absolutely amazing. This is how deep the Trump cult goes, that you would put down money, hard-earned money, on a phone they said was American made, and then they just said, handled in America?
Is that what it said?
It said something like that. Like, it said it was going to be American made, and then they kind of switched it. Oh, it was, now the website says the phones are designed with American values in mind.
Oh,
that's for sure. We're going to make it in China. That's American values.
What does that mean? Designed with American values. Does that mean we're going to make a lot of money off this phone over at Trump & Co? That's our American value.
Oh my God. It is such a grift. It is so, and again, he's allowed to get away with it. Like, how is this allowed? And people are just, okay. I just don't understand. But okay, so anyways, people started getting really upset. It went viral. So now apparently they're going to start shipping out these plastic ass phones. And again, this is an old phone. The company's 5G 47 plan you can buy is available for $47.45 a month. Stupid. And there's military and family plans. It's so stupid. But yeah, it's an old phone. It's an old device. You can get this phone for much cheaper, made in China, assembled in Florida. Yeah, exactly. And yes, Americans are this. No, not Americans, Trump supporters. Trump supporters are this stupid. I almost want to make sure that
Wow.
my dad didn't buy one.
And it becomes this badge of honor for them to carry around their
Right?
Trump phone with their golden Trump sneakers and their MAGA red hat and their,
It's
at
crazy.
least we can see them coming a mile away. That,
Well,
it's
yeah.
all I need to avoid.
But it's I think the thing that upsets me the most is how much money Donald Trump and his family continue to make off this presidency.
Yeah.
I was also reading on USA Today that the airport, the Donald Trump International Airport in Florida, where
Yeah.
he gets to decide all the vendors, and then
Yes.
he's getting a cut of it.
Yes.
Like,
he doesn't
if
want his
this was
name
anybody
used.
else,
Yeah.
like, come on.
You have JFK's name on the center because it's an honor, and it's a testament to what he stood for, to who he was, to the the brilliance of American art, what have you. You have Trump's name on there because it's ego.
Because he wants a cut.
And he wants a cut of it. He wants his money. He wants his cash. Cindy, thank you for the 10. She says,
Thank you, Cindy.
supporters of grifter family buying golden phone or golden bitcoins, losing money proves a sucker is born every minute. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you, Cindy. And boy, is she right.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Americans need to be duped?
But we're the ones with Trump derangement syndrome.
Don't
you know what I
think it
mean? Like,
should be-
we're the deranged ones.
Don't you think it should be illegal?
Yes.
There's got to be a law, as they say on the peninsula, that you cannot profit from the presidency. I
There
know we have one,
is.
but it's
It
not
is.
followed. The
But they're
emolument
not
clause,
enforcing
right?
it.
They're not, but they can say, oh, well, that's the Trump company. Trump isn't getting the money. It's his sons. We all know it goes into the giant Trump family, whatever. It's all Trump. And he'll be out there shilling for phones and shilling for Bibles and shilling for shoes and perfume and steaks and whatever he can sell to us, whatever, bill of goods he can cram down our throat, he will. And it's disgusting. It really is embarrassing and a very bad look for what used to be the honor of the presidency.
It's exactly. Former President Barack Obama was in Texas with James Tallarico. And it's amazing to see a president that still garners instant respect. Now, again, I know that he was amongst, a welcoming crowd, let's just say. But at the same time, I don't see the same type of reaction when Obama enters the room as I do with Trump, because Obama's not grifting you. You know what I mean? Like, Obama rose to the occasion. Donald Trump has tarnished that house. And I don't know if we'll ever get the stain out. You know what I mean? Like, he has fundamentally changed what presidents can get away with.
Yep.
And that's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
The minute the Supreme Court said, you're immune from anything you do that even relates to the presidency, it was like, any guardrails, any chains fell off the tires, and it was full speed ahead, right?
Yeah, it's sad. It's just, honestly, I don't know. And it's not enough that people like MTG and Tucker Carlson are turning away from him. More people need to. Thank you, Michelle, for the $5 donation. I was going to say this is essentially illegal and no one has the guts to do anything about it. Exactly. Nobody has the guts.
That's right.
And I don't understand why. I really, really don't. More people need to step away from Donald Trump. And I hope it happens sooner rather than later. I hope it doesn't just happen when he leaves office. That would just be really, really sad. It really would.
Gordon with an interesting question. Are you embarrassed to be an American?
I'm not embarrassed to be an American. I'm embarrassed who my American president is. Does that make sense? Like, it's similar to when we were working at KGO. Like, I loved my job. I loved working with the people I worked with. I hated what was happening to our station. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, they were making changes and they were getting rid of people and they were doing things to
they were looting it. They were looting the station.
They were changing it in fundamental ways that I didn't agree with, but I still had to keep going, right? And I didn't like it, but I loved my job. I love fundamentally what I did.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of what I feel like. Like I'm an American. It is who I am. It is my country. But I don't like my leader. I don't like the leaders that follow him. I'm disappointed more than I'm proud. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Gordon says, I'm embarrassed about Congress who refused to hold Trump accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Cat Transplant says, I'm embarrassed to be part of a country that elected him.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what it is. I believe in America. I'm not embarrassed about my belief in the Constitution and my love for the United States of America, but I am heavily disappointed.
Oh,
More
God,
than-
yeah.
I'm embarrassed that the world has to see us going through this, but I'm disappointed in my fellow countrymen and women who were duped or are not educated enough or not thinkers enough to see through all the garbage.
Absolutely. And did it twice. You know what I mean? And did it twice. Phineas just put this on my radar. 2 states could try a new way to reduce the influence of corporations and dark money groups to upend Citizens United. Hawaii lawmakers today, on Friday, this was last Friday, sent a bill to the governor that would redefine corporations in a way that precludes spending on elections. So Citizens United corporations are people, that sort of crapola that's ruined basically elections. Supporters say voters dislike corporate and dark money in elections, and the effort meets a need. Detractors say states cannot pass laws to skirt Supreme Court decisions. I like the idea, Phineas. It gives me hope. It ain't going to pass with this Supreme Court. Just not. This Supreme Court is not going to change Citizens United. It's not. If Citizens United can pass with, and I know, obviously liberal justices weren't supportive of it, but it still passed. It's just tragic. It's going to take a hell of a lot more states to be backing something like that for it to change. Absolutely, it's going to. But Citizens United is one of the, I would say, one of the main problems with this country, in politics and in getting any sort of change done in this country. If we can get rid of Citizens United, so many problems would be solved.
You have to start somewhere, though, and
that's what I mean. Absolutely.
As you said, it will never, it will not stand. But I love how this article from Courthouse News Service starts, because they said, this is how it reads: invoking America's founding fathers, the overthrow of the Hawaiian kingdom, we did that, and the outsized influence of the sugar industry over island politics, they did that. Hawaiian lawmakers passed a first-in-the-nation bill to strip corporations of the power to spend money in state elections. Can you imagine how different our elections would be?
Yep.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So obviously we'll keep a close eye on it. I mean, that would just, I hope I'm alive to see the day. I hope things move more quickly. As quickly as we lost things that we thought were precedent, I hope we can get them back just as quickly. But unfortunately, sometimes things don't move the other way as quickly. And on that note, certain issues such as, the risk to LGBTQ, gay marriage, things like that, right? Like, it seems we felt like we were going in one direction, right? DEI, right? Even though Trump is the biggest benefit of DEI I've ever seen in my entire life, he keeps wanting DEI for himself. Every special prize and fake job this guy can get, he will take. So I don't understand why he hates DEI so much. But it seems like the strides in civil rights that we have made, from redistricting and all sorts of things, have been moving the opposite way. On that note, there was this other story that I saw, and I don't know if you saw this. It comes out of Reason, which I think is a magazine, an online magazine. This is the title. Okay. Now, I don't agree with the title, but this is the title. Why I'm cheering for this new anti-porn, anti-LGBT Christian phone network. Okay. It's called Radiant Mobile. It's a new cell phone network that blocks porn and LGBTQ content, offering a Jesus-centric environment for users who want to avoid such material. It relies on network-level blocking technology from an Israeli cybersecurity company called Alit. And it categorizes and blocks content such as porn, racism, which I'd love to see the definition of that, explicit games, terrorism for all users. Its filtering program is less prone to circumvention by using apps or VPNs, providing a private niche response to demand for sex-free phones without government intervention. Okay, so now the person that wrote this said, I like it because it's a free market answer to a demand. People want this, and so Radiant Mobile is providing it. My response to this is, you are creating a world, and I'm going to say a world because of how ingrained smartphones are, okay? You're creating a world that isn't real, like news, social media. Like, this is a world that does not exist. Like, LGBTQ people exist, right? Like, certain issues exist. Now, you want to promote a Jesus-centric idea, fine, right? But to remove certain things seems a bit extreme in my view. On the other hand, I know, and we've worked with Mormon people who I know there's apps like for movies where they actually there's apps that will remove scenes from movies, like the pornographic scenes or the scenes with like bad language and stuff. Like, there's apps that will do that for your movies. Now that I can understand if you just want to watch a movie and you don't want to have any errant boob or something in it. You know what I mean? But to have an entire phone that does this, I think is a bit too far. Thoughts?
$29.99 a month, Nikki.
To not get any porn? I mean, geez, what are you paying for? No, I'm just kidding.
Here's my thing. If you don't want to go to porn websites on your
phone,
don't
go to porn websites.
Bingo. If you don't want to watch rated R movies or TVMA shows, don't watch them.
I think they think it's so ingrained that they can't get away from it. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's the same thing as like, yeah.
My phone is not littered with boobs and drugs and
maybe you just don't notice how much pornography they consider is pornography. You know what I mean? Like, what you don't consider pornography, they may consider pornography. Does that make sense?
Oh, you think I'm jaded now. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
But you know what? Okay, and I'm not going to be too broad of a brush here. But this, like, let's just say, I'm just going to use certain religions like Mormonism, right? Like, they don't want to see any of this kind of stuff. I would imagine that this would appeal to people like that. But Mormons are also the people that believe in soaking, which is totally gross and weird. You know what I mean? Like, and totally like circumvents their rule because they just want to have sex. So I feel like you're creating a phone and they're just going to try to get around it anyway, because basically people are sexual creatures.
Yep.
Just don't be too perverted about it. You know what I mean? Like, just don't go crazy. Have a little bit of a lockdown, but you don't need to do all this.
That's for the crazy people. I'm sorry. That's for the crazy people. You know that by what the first words out of your mouth about this was they want you to block porn and LGBTQ content. I have a major problem with combining those two things into one statement.
Right.
What does LGBTQ content have to do with porn? Nothing.
They don't want to see.
That's not a choice.
Exactly. And that's not realistic. These people exist in the world. Like, it's saying, I don't want left-handed people in the world. That's weird.
I mean, do you think, let's pick out my favorite LGBTQ fella, Pete Buttigieg. You think all he does because he's gay is sit around and look at porn on his phone all day or look at LGBTQ content on his phone all day? No. I'm pretty sure that he's got bigger fish to fry.
Exactly.
I mean, so saying that, like, it's like you're so preoccupied. They are so preoccupied.
They're so focused on it.
They're so like,
they're obsessed.
Sex, that all they can think about when they think of gay people is sex. Do you know that that's not all gay people do?
Exactly.
They don't just lay around and have sex all day. They, they actually have lives and jobs and families.
But that's what I'm saying. When you suppress it so much, I feel like it comes out in these weird ways, which brings me to soaking. If you don't know what soaking is, it's it's really weird. It's when Mormons, a man and a woman go to bed together, and when a man and a woman really love each other, they come together, but because they can't move together, they have someone underneath the bed shake the bed.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? This is crazy. Are you saying they can't have sex together so they have a third party helper?
They put their stuff together, but they don't move. So that doesn't count as sex. And so then someone's underneath the bed moving it for them, and it doesn't count.
Well, oh, so if they're not married, you mean?
Obviously.
Well, isn't it? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If it's in, it counts, right? If it's in, it counts. That means you had sex with the guy. If it's in, it counts.
Nope. And if you're not moving,
that's the most asinine, ridiculous, uneducated stupidity I've ever heard. Because
did I explain it well, Catherine?
Because even if it's in, you can still get pregnant, even if you're not moving.
Yeah,
right?
but you just stick it in and you stay very, very still, and then a very good friend of yours shakes that bed to their heart content. So
sorry, but no one else is coming in the room. No.
Well, somebody's coming in that room.
There's not going to be any bed shakers. That is they went to crazy town there.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, when you suppress shit so much, you come up with some random thing that makes sense in your mind. Like, that doesn't make sense. You're having sex, and now you've invited your friend to do some really weird thing in your room. You know what I mean? Like, that's really freaking weird.
That's called a threesome or voyeuristic. That's what that is.
So yeah, just don't suppress yourself. Just
they failed freshman health.
It
soaker
is
isn't using
so weird.
Oh, the comments.
I mean, sometimes they don't insert. Sometimes they're just thrusting, like dry humping, but they can't thrust themselves. They just like kind of
about these things. I'm with Harry. How is it I've never even seen that in a movie? Yes.
I know these. This is what I'm here for. I'm a giver. Okay. I provide. There was
shaking
actually a
going on.
billboard in Utah that made a joke about soaking, and they had to remove it because it was referring to something else. And they're like, you have to take that down, because they were like, you can't make a joke about soaking. Because it was just it's too much.
Oh,
I'm
my
telling you guys,
God.
I know all this crap. I don't know where I log all this stuff, but I just do. Yeah.
This is crazy, John. I'm with you. That can't be real.
Google it, people. I'm not making this up.
Monster under the bed.
I'm telling you, somebody shakes the bed. It is so weird. It is. But again, to go back to stop being weird about sex. Like, it's just sex. Have it or don't, but don't create weird rules about it.
Not working for them because they're making it even weirder.
Yeah, exactly. It's just too much.
They're so repressed that that they're trying to put this phone out to people.
Yeah.
Like it's so ridiculous. Who was the politician? God, there was someone. Was it the guy who's the maybe it was the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Someone was for having phones banning that would ban porn sites, or because I guess we can't control that. We have no self-control, so we just can't help
Wasn't
ourselves.
it our former vice president or something? Wasn't he?
Was it Mike Pence?
Was it Pence?
I don't know. One of them were.
Oh, was it Johnson? I don't know.
Was it Johnson? Somebody was talking about that. So maybe this is a kind of an
Because
extension.
weren't they talking about like
same idea.
porn with their son on their son's phone or something
yes,
weird, right?
That was it. Yes. Come on,
dude. Exactly. Yeah, it's Johnson. It was Johnson. Yeah,
total perv. Like,
he looks like a perv though.
And then they're all, yeah, he does. Then they're all like, we can't. You have to stay away from the sex. And guess who the people are that get caught in the sex scandals?
Look at the Duggars. You know what I mean? Like, look at those, their sons. They're weirdos. They keep touching each other. They're sisters. It's like, keep your hands off. That's your sister. Like, it's sad. It's because you're suppressing yourself. You create all these weird rules. Like, It's odd. It's odd. So
he had his kids monitoring his phone. He and his son had an agreement. Yeah, that's right.
It's a weird conversation to have with your son as well. It's like,
that's the weirdness I'm talking about. And thank you guys for having a better memory than me. But that's the weirdness. Like, these people are so repressed and weird over it that they end up, it's like you make something awkward, you're doing it to yourself. Like, we just knock it off.
Well, it says something about yourself. Like, it's saying something about you. If you need all these rules and you need to do these weird things, like, it's saying something about you that you should probably address and maybe talk to a therapist about. Like, it's fine. Just go deal with it. And it's fine. But so I'm glad I could educate all of you on the weird sex things of Mormons and people like that. And I think they call it soaking because when you soak your clothes, you just don't move it, right? It just stays there. I don't know why they call it soaking. I have absolutely no idea why they call it soaking, but that's what it's called.
I'm down if you want to just like hang out and not move. If that's your jam, you go do that. But it's the other
that would
party
be really weird.
That's extremely bizarre to me. That's okay. Like, mind blown, honestly. Thanks, Nikki.
Sex ed with Kim and Nikki. Yes, I'm here for you. Always here for you. Exactly. All right. I have one more great story.
Oh, what's next?
And it came out today. And if anybody, I don't know, I'm assuming that these ads, speaking of the radio, these are terms I never throw. Yeah, I don't know if soaking is thrown around. And I don't know if you would hear this on the radio, but there was something that we heard on the radio all the time at KGO that you won't hear in 30 days anymore. And that is, of course, the Cars for Kids commercial. Now,
what happened to Cars for Kids?
You didn't hear about this today?
Did we sing it?
No. Is Cars for Kids, and let me know if you don't live in the Bay Area. Is it only a Bay Area thing? It can't be.
No, it's like a national thing.
It's a national thing, right? Okay. Well, a court has banned Cars for Kids in California. That's why I'm asking. For false advertising. And do you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because kids aren't even the target of this organization's financial efforts. Instead, the money goes to 17 and 18-year-olds seeking gap year trips to Israel and their families.
Oh,
it's a Jewish organization that does this. One of the people testified that $16.5 million even went to purchasing a building in Israel in 2022, and nearly $500,000 was spent on Middle East outreach. So now they're banned in the state until there's an express audible disclosure of the charity's one religious affiliation, the region of where the money goes, and a more accurate age range of the recipients. So they can't use the kids anymore. You can't have the kids singing the song anymore because it doesn't even go to the kids. It goes to 17 and 18-year-old adults, basically. So it can't use, and if you hear it for the next month, they have a 30-day window to get rid of it. All I'm saying is take Shen Yun with you. You know what I mean? Like, if I can get rid of Cars for Kids and Shen Yun at the same time, this year has been worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I know one person that sold their car. I think Chip Franklin also. Did Chip Franklin also get rid of his car through Cars for Kids? I think he might have done it too. I know one other person that got rid of their car from Cars for Kids. Did anybody else do it?
There's a bunch of different places that do it. I mean,
well, that ad though was so annoying. I had to turn it off.
It doesn't take a lot of work to look up the place that you're going to donate to.
No.
And people would call all the time and say, those people give money to the mission to Israel, whatever. If that bothers you, don't donate your car there. I feel like when you have such an old jalopy that you want to get rid of it and take it off your hands, and it's going to cost you more money to try to have it hauled away, then you could just give it away for free to one of these organizations. You may be past the point of really caring who gets it. Like, just get it out of my driveway, right?
I think people thought it was actually going to kids though. Like if you're like, okay, I'm going to donate my car, but I wanted to go help children. Yeah. Why not choose the Cars for Kids one, and Cars with a K, because kids can't. That was the thing that always bothered me the most. Is like, my kid knows how to spell cars since they were really young. Why are we misspelling the word cars? It's so stupid. But yeah, it's just a song. Yeah. And I agree with you. It's just the song that's irritating. I mean, whatever, if it's the organization, I do think it's false advertising.
Well, you should know where your money's going for sure.
Absolutely. But I'm so happy that song's going away.
This ruling last week from a California Superior Court judge said Cars for Kids violated the state's false advertising and unfair competition laws by failing to disclose where it allocated funds from its donations. And it came from this donor, his name was Bruce Putterbaugh, who argued that he would not have donated his vehicle to this nonprofit if he had known that the funds were directed at a Jewish organization in New York. Like, to me, I don't care what religion it is. I choose not to give money to religion, to organized religion.
Yeah.
So to me, if, I don't care if it's Christians or Jewish people.
I don't want it to go to a bunch of teenagers taking a gap year. That's for sure. You know what I mean?
Well, why not? I mean,
well, I wouldn't. If I want to make a donation, I'd want it to go to like Habitat for Humanity or something like that. You know what I mean?
Feed the cats or,
whatever. Exactly.
Petaluma, Sonoma County felines or whatever it is.
Exactly.
That's the information I think that you have to.
So it's on the onus is on the donor.
Right. Yeah. Figure out where you're going to give your money. It's just like there are a bunch of charities there. They list them that are, suspect that you don't give money to, right?
Yeah,
and so you have to do a little research, a little legwork to figure out where you're going to give and where you aren't. Unless you just want the car out of your driveway, then that jingle is stuck in your mind and you're calling the number, right?
1-877 Cars for Kids.
No,
Donate
stop.
your cars today. I swear, I could not hit that button fast enough. Even my kids, when they were growing up, started hating that song. My kid would from the back seat hit that button. It was just like, turn it off. I mean, there's nothing worse. I know. Exactly. Now, the best news would be the Shin Yun ads going away as well. I could totally be one of those, but those are more of a holiday one. Cars for Kids was like $365, right? So, don't Mormons do a gap year? Mormons do a travel thing, right? A missionary.
Mission.
Yeah, they do.
And then the Amish get a year of freedom where they get to go see what the real world is about.
Yeah. And they
then
do a reality TV
decide,
show or some crap about
am
that.
I going to stay free or am I going to go back to the
soaking
Amish
no,
life?
That's Amish. That's Mormon, not Amish.
I think Nikki wants to try the soaking.
No. I like it the old fashioned way. I like to be involved in the whole thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy about Cars for Kids. They can just go away. That's the Amish. They do a rum springer. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, Louise, thank you for the $5 donation. I chose to give my money to this awesome show and several cantinas here at the stadium. All right. That's right. He is at the Dodgers Giants game.
Yeah.
The Star Wars night. Oh, did you dress up, Louise? I would hope that you did. I have a Chewbacca costume that I would be able to wear in San Francisco because it's nice and chilly right now. So you know what we're doing as we end the show. I'm doing something fun this weekend. Speaking of very fun things, I am spending my time kind of up in your neck of the woods, Kim McAllister.
Oh.
I'm going to Santa Rosa.
Oh, welcome.
It is my anniversary next week.
Okay.
So we're going out this weekend because my husband has plans next weekend. We are going to go to Safari West.
Oh,
and we're going to stay overnight at the glamping. Have you ever done it?
I haven't, but I have a friend who just took her mom there for Mother's Day and they did an overnight glamping trip.
Did she love it?
It is amazing. A once in a lifetime experience. The giraffes come right up to the railing of your deck.
I'm so excited.
It's a really cool organization. You're going to love it. It's going to be super cool. And stop by Petaluma for a drink on the way out.
Oh, I will. I'll give you a call.
We'll come say hi.
I would love to because we are in no rush to get home. Yeah, we're just leaving on Sunday, so I'll pass by and I'll give you a call. Yeah. I'm so excited. It has been on my bucket list to go to Safari West since honestly I was working at KGO when I first heard about it, and I'm like, we're gonna go this year. I just want to go, and they're a nonprofit now, so they're doing like some sort of they've been upping their ecological footprint at the place, and so I'm really really stoked. So we're doing the Jeep tour and then the glamping and everything else.
Don't forget that you're around wild animals there because I once did a story from KGO that they assigned me to cover the story about a black rhino that killed a worker out there.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. But I think you'll be fine. And I think this is going to be a great trip. And that
I think my cabin
glamping
has stairs.
experience in
Hopefully they can't
the
go up.
cabins is going to be awesome.
I know. I'm so
Mhm.
excited. And they have heated floors and they're canvas. And so yeah, I'm going to take tons of pictures. And then we're going to go into Santa Rosa for dinner, though. We're not going to have dinner there. We're going to go into Santa Rosa for dinner because they only serve wine and I drink cocktails. So, and then we're going to come back and then spend the night in the cabin. So, yeah, it's in Santa Rosa. But they have no Wi-Fi. So I'm only going to be able to take pictures and then post them later. I can't post them live. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to see show it. I'm excited to see the giraffes are I'm excited about. I love giraffes. They are so freaking amazing animals. But look at that.
Tent. That's a nice tent.
Oh, they are really nice. Look at the giraffe. I just love giraffes. I just find them to be fascinating. I know. Thanks, Cheryl. I hope there's no rats. How dare you put that in my mind? But yeah, so it'll be 21 years this year, us being married. So we're going big. It's not cheap. If anybody hasn't gone, it's not the cheapest, especially staying overnight. It's not cheap, but I figure it's worth it. It's like a once in a lifetime type of thing.
Once in a lifetime type of thing. In the Sonoma County area, kids usually go to Safari West on a school field trip, which I did. I was chaperone for, but I've never stayed out there, and I've heard that's the thing to do.
Yes,
really fun.
I was so scared because we booked it kind of late that it was all booked up, but I got it, and I was so freaking stoked. So look at that. I'm just excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
You should be. You guys are going to have a blast.
So I'll talk about that.
It is not easy though to get. I don't think to get to dinner because it's kind of far out.
It's out there. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna have to drive out. Well, the thing is they have like I forget the name that they use. It's like the Safari Australian word or forever, but it's like a group dinner. And I kind of wanted to just have like a one-on-one anniversary dinner. So that's what we're like. We're just gonna drive out. And it's fine. It's fine.
There's the live cam at Safari West.
Look at that.
They're all munching down, having some dinner.
And it's 6:30. So yeah, so that'll be right around, and like it's just gonna be gorgeous with the sunset. So our tour is gonna end like around 4. So we'll probably hang out in the cabin and watch the sunset, and then just go for a late dinner or whatever. So
probably the best places to go for dinner in Healdsburg or in Sonoma County are going to be in Healdsburg. Really, really nice restaurants.
Is that far from there, or is that closer to there?
If you're going to make the drive, I don't know. I have to look at the map, but I would say it might be worth it because there's some really fancy, nice.
Well, no, we don't want to go fancy. We're not going fancy.
Well, then, yeah.
It's my husband we're talking about here. Plus, I don't want to bring too many fancy clothes on the safari. You know what I mean? So we're trying to just kind of go. I was hearing about this place in Santa Rosa. I think it's called Willie's something. I feel like it's called Willie's something, and it's nice. It's one of the places that was listed like you have to eat there if you're in Santa Rosa, but it doesn't look fancy. It's not a fancy place.
I think it's a barbecue, and it might have used to be Willie Bird's, which is a turkey place.
I don't know
where we used to get our turkeys every Thanksgiving from Willie Bird's. I think it has to do with that. Yeah,
I don't know, but it was one of the it was listed as one of the most needed places to eat.
Okay.
And so it had like a eclectic menu. Willie's Wine Bar. That's what it was called. Willie's Wine Bar. But it also said it had cocktails. So it has small plates. So we want to just go somewhere where we could chill and hang out. Ren, thank you so much for the $20 and the happy anniversary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Willie's Wine Bar. Thanks, guys. So that's one of our options. We might, we'll decide then and there, but I'm excited.
Oh, Cameo says it's only 20 minutes off the freeway. Not so
yeah,
bad.
I wasn't thinking it was too bad, but again, we're driving out. We didn't want to do a communal dinner, so.
Oh no, Jennifer says a woman in our Jeep got bit by an ostrich. Jesus, keep your hands in the vehicle.
Jesus. You know what? It actually makes it more exciting when I hear shit like that. Honestly, it does. You know me. I'm just, it's Willie's Wine Bar. I just want to be up close and personal to him. You know what?
Ren and Cameo are up in Santa Rosa, so.
Oh, yeah. I honestly think I've only driven through there. I've never stopped in Santa Rosa.
Oh,
so
it's it's probably it is the biggest city in Sonoma County.
Yeah.
But it's not known. I mean, it has some wineries. It had Paradise Ridge, which I think burned down in one of the fires. But they're the most, I think people come to Sonoma County to go to the wineries, Healdsburg, and all of these places, and the town of Sonoma. those are kind of the most popular tourist destinations, but Santa Rosa has a lot to offer as well.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where we go. All right. That is our show, guys. And thank you guys for being here. Let's do some more thank yous. I don't think anybody got eaten by a lion. Oh, on her leg, the ostrich. Oh,
yeah.
That's freaking nuts. I'm not sticking my leg out of the Jeep. How about that? Harry, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Everybody's been so generous today. Luis, I hope you are enjoying that game. Thank you for the $5 donation as well. Cindy came in with $10 and Michelle also came in with $5. Luis, another $5 and
Nice.
Gordon with a super sticker and a $5. And then Ren just came in with that $20 happy anniversary donation to the show. We love you guys so much
Yeah,
for being here.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. And as always, if you want to donate to the show, all the ways to donate are in the show notes. We love PayPal. And if you want to be a Patreon supporter as well, you could do that too. And a thumbs up is always free. So if you want to just support us that way, and tell your friends to join us right here every Thursday at 5:00 Pacific, because it is a damn good time. I mean, where else can you talk Donald Trump and soaking in 1.5 hours and a half and drink cocktails? I mean, come on. All right, you guys.
And we go away so much more educated.
Everyone is more educated. All right. Be back here next week at this time. We love you guys so very much. Bye.
Nikki, you're all so awesome. Miss Brown, like a beautiful blossom. You're also the best. I really can't rest. You're all so awesome.
Wow. Okay.